Okay, so I'm just going to run through some of the materials that we're going to be using in today's session, and just to recap on the colours. So they won't have changed at all from what we've been using so far, but I'll just recap on what I'm going to be using for this demonstration. So I've got my Payne's grey, I've got some Naples yellow, I've got my alizarin crimson, I've got some burnt sienna, I've got some yellow ochre, I've got a cadmium yellow and a burnt umber, and I've got my two whites. I've got my zinc white, I always have a nice big tube of that, although it's quite well used now, and my titanium white there. Okay, and we're going to be using 3 different mediums today. So we'll be using distilled turpentine. I'll just show you that. I've got quite a big container of it there. We'll be using our purified linseed oil and some liquid as well. Okay, there are our 3 mediums that we'll be using, and I've set them out here on the palette. My palette is just a sheet of glass. So we're going to have some liquid, linseed and terps in these jar lids. We're also going to go fairly sort of small on the brushes as well. Let me put these paints down out of the way so I can show you the brushes. So I'm going to be using a number 6 round. So I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can show you that. So it's sort of a mid-sized brush. It's a round brush. Okay, I've got here, which is this one. This is my sable filbert, a number 4. So as you can see, it's like a little cat's tongue sort of shape. Next one down from that, I've got a number 2 sable filbert, so that's same brush but just slightly smaller. I've got a number 2 bright, so that's like more of a blunt square brush, and I've got a very small one for detail. So this is my sable round, and it's actually a 0. It's 0, so it's very small. I don't know if you can see that, but that's only really for very, very fine detail, just to kind of touch in certain areas. So I'm going to pop those just to one side as well. I will explain about how we get some detail going. I'm going to be using a marl stick, but I'll use that in the other demonstration, so I'll show you that, and maybe you could sort something out. You can actually make them, so that it's not that complicated. Okay, so that's just a run through. The other thing as well is it's best to use some t-shirt material cloth, because it tends to be lint free. You don't get any residue, like paper residue or anything, or little hairs that you get on from other cloths. So I tend to use this whenever I can, you know, cut up old t-shirts and just use them as my painting cloths. Alright, so that was just a quick run through of all the materials that we'll be using on this demonstration today. Hope it was useful.